Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone. We got a new video for you this evening. So, Chris Chibnall and Co. On Twitter, a video dropped from the Doctor Who official Twitter account. And it is what are the big moments of Doctor Who Series 12? This is according to Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker, and Co. What strikes me about this video, I have to say, is the blatant. It's either stupidity or they just don't realize. I don't know what it is, but there's something that they just don't realize that this is not popular. They keep flogging it. They done their recent watch along. By the way, Spy Master apparently trended at number 4 at one stage and then dropping down into the top 20. Might have even went further down after that. There is no demand for Series 13. There's no demand for the upcoming special. But yeah, BBC are still throwing out this rhetoric and trying to get people to watch Series 12 and 11 again. And it's actually ridiculous because everybody has said it. The watch-alongs right now are popular because fans have been starved of proper Doctor Who in a good few years. Even at the end of Moffat's run, the writing was starting to get a bit stale. And, you know, we seriously have to be looking, and the BBC seriously have to be looking at this because, you know, the reason why these watch-alongs are so popular is because, as I said, the fandom has been starved. And we have a Torchwood watch-along tonight. Apparently, tomorrow night now, Stephen Moffat, Karen Gillan, Matt Smith, and more are going to join in for the 11th hour watch-along. The only reason why this is possible is because, and the only reason why it's happening is because the fans have been starved of proper Doctor Who. Now, okay, we're in the unique position right now because of what's happening around the world that we're all sitting at home. But it is quite amazing to see that the fandom, especially those that have been hurt since this production team has took over and have felt ignored, finally have something positive to talk about. I mean, even I have to say, this is a positive thing and it should be embraced. You know, at first I had my suspicions whether BBC were behind it. I don't really care now at this stage. At the end of the day, the way I look at it is this. If this shows BBC what they need to do to bring the show back. There's also a rumor, by the way, that because fans have been so disillusioned with Series 12, Chris Chibnall might go back to the tone of Series 11. Now, again, I would say to the BBC, what the hell are you doing? Do you not understand that nobody liked Series 11 either? Yes, according to people, it's more popular than Series 12. The reason why it's more popular is because Series 12 destroyed canon. It doesn't mean that Series 11 was anyway great. It wasn't. It was still mediocre. What you need to do is you need to sack Chris Chibnall and you need to actually sack Jodie Whittaker. So let me see what are the big moments that Chris Chibnall thought were the big moments of Series 12. And it'll be interesting. Now, obviously, I can't play this video with the sound on, but I'm going to basically kill the sound, which I should have done there. So, the Master returning, obviously, is something that they're talking about there. Did you do? Obviously, the Master, the fact that they did a James Bond parody, and Let's see what he says about Ruth's doctor's reveal. Let's see. Right, so he just kind of brushed over the whole thing of being Ruth being the doctor, and he then says, obviously, Captain Jack is back. Talks about how the fans love Captain Jack, and then you see a footage of the cyber heads and then Jodie telling the fam to get down, and then the whole ridiculousness. Let me see. So what does he say? Hold on. So Chris Chibnall's about right. So let's see what he says. Right, Chris Chibnall's about to speak. So he's massaging his own ego there, to be quite honest with you. I mean, look, Chris Chibnall obviously is going to continue to do what he's doing. I just hope someone at the BBC has the cop on and the knowledge of this show to actually say enough is enough. Chris Chibnall's supposed to be a fan, but the way he's writing this, it's like as if he hates everything that Doctor Who is. And when you've got someone like that writing for Doctor Who, you're gonna see it within their writing. And there's been lots of examples of what Chris Chibnall has done in Series 12, which shows his utter contempt for classic Who. And again, he doesn't understand. BBC obviously don't understand. These are not big moments. These are moments that fans look at and say, hey, what the hell are you up to? What are you doing? Destroying Gallifrey, bringing back the Master, making the Doctor a refugee. The Doctor then is brought back to Gallifrey and then is experimented on and murdered several times just to get the power of regeneration. That's how the Time Lords came about. And everybody seems to be okay with that fact out there, these shills. If you're okay with the fact that a Gallifreyan woman basically killed a child to get the power of regeneration, well, then you must be a sick individual and have really dark thoughts, to be quite honest with you, because that is sick. Also, we watched recently in the watch along Vincent and the Doctor, that very powerful scene where the Doctor goes into Vincent's room and Vincent basically has a breakdown right in front of the Doctor. And the Doctor tries to comfort Vincent. But yeah, if you have cancer and you're Jodie Whittaker's doctor, basically you say it's got the reason why I'm not responding to you and giving you a bit of comfort is because I'm socially awkward. Well, screw you, Chris Chibnall. You don't understand the character that you're trying to write, or you claim to be a fan of this show, but no fan would write the crap that you written. By the way, Jodie Whittaker's favourite scene was the one on top of the Eiffel Tower with Sasha's Master. Just thought I'd let you know that's her favourite moment of the series. They talk about the Judoon being terrifying. They weren't. I do like the Judoon in this series, but I wouldn't be going that far. Again, they overhype things, I've noticed as well with this series. Their fans overhype. Their fans just don't understand why there is fans like us that have a problem. Again, I seen a tweet on Twitter where Ian was actually told to stop whining and to move on. What I'd say to that fan, and I'd say to any fan that actually says that to us, well, you see, that's what I'd expect from yous, because when we use the term fake fan, well, it applies to yous because This is the difference between me, Ian, and every other Doctor Who fan out there that is a real Doctor Who fan, and guys like you and girls like you that claim to be fans. When this show goes to the shit in your eyes, yous will walk away, right? Whereas we don't. Uh, Doctor Who has had bad eras in the past. We've stuck around. That's what being a fan is. You stick around during the good times and you stick around during the bad times. You don't tell people to stop whining and tell people to leave the fandom. That's not what you do as a fan. And for anybody that keeps saying that, that's why you'll never be a fan of this show. That's why we will never actually call you a fan of this show, because no matter how bad this is, we will stick around. We will complain because we have every right to. We have every right to complain about this show if it's not going the way that we expect it to go. And it's not fan entitlement or anything like that. It's called we're used to a certain standard and we expect Doctor Who to be at that standard. And when it dips below that standard, we have every single right to complain. And that's what we do. And that's what we do. And we've always done it, and we'll continue to do it. That's just the way it is. That's what being a fan is. And, you know, that's what these people will never get. So, no, he won't stop whining. And no, I won't stop whining. I won't stop complaining either. And for all those other big YouTubers out there that are thinking of doing videos about me, Ballstreck, and a couple of others out there because we complained about Doctor Who, how dare you? How dare you? Right? You go and do your videos. You praise this shit if you want to. We will do our videos and we will criticize it because we expect a different standard. If you've lowered your standards, that's down to you. We are not going to lower our standards for anybody. And that includes the production team today. Right? If they're not up to standard, they get called out. And that's what's happened since this era has begun. They've been called out for all sorts of stuff that they have done. And rightly so. And we will continue to do so because that's what we do as fans. I tell you, it's getting ridiculous. And then I look at some of the tweets, and you know, it's mostly negative. It's mostly negative. You've got your few positive comments from the usual people that you expect that will defend this, but the majority of Whovians don't like it. You look at the Origins trailer, the downvotes is startling. You look at the recent polls that Radio Times have been doing. When they put Jodie's Doctor up against David Tennant's Doctor, she was obliterated. Obliterated. Right? The viewing figures are going down because the show is bad. These fans can keep saying, oh, the TV habits have changed. Yet there's shows out there that get 10, 11 million viewers in overnight, right? It's not got to do with changing the habits, right? What's happened here is the standard of writing has gone down, just like everything else, and it's reflected in the TV audience. It's as simple as that. If you give us a good standard of Doctor Who, which we have seen in the recent watch-alongs, you will get fans on, you will get fans tweeting about it, you will have that trending, right? But as soon as they trended, or they did the watch-along to Spyfall, which I didn't even know that was happening. I did my own watch-along. See, it wasn't even promoted properly, nobody gave a crap. You know what I mean? Vincent and the Doctor trended within 2 minutes, #1, right? This thing, Spyfall Part 1 and 2, was literally halfway through the first episode and it was trending at number 19 at one stage, went up to number 4 and then back down past 20, right? There is no demand for this show, not this current iteration. And BBC need to be made aware of this. So continue to do what you have been doing for these past few months on this channel. Keep sending your emails, your handwritten letters in. No handwritten letters, actually, in the environment that we're in today. Just continue with your emails. But also continue to use the hashtag RIP Doctor Who or the hashtag William Hartnell first. whatever the hashtag. Do not use the official Doctor Who hashtag. We have to keep sending the message to the BBC. And right now, fans are doing that with these watch-alongs. And it's been very interesting to see the interaction between Stephen Moffat, RTD, Karen Gillan, Matt Smith, and the fans. It has been absolutely, utterly fantastic, right? And it just goes to show you, if you give us quality Doctor Who, you will get the fans on board. Feck trying to this is what BBC should do. Stop trying to cater to every single person out there. You're not going to. It's the reality of the situation. That's why there's so many different TV shows out there, right? They cater to different parts, different nationalities, different races, different minorities, different religious beliefs, different different identities. It doesn't matter, right? Not every show is going to satisfy everybody. That's why there's different shows out there to cater for different audiences. What Doctor Who and the BBC should be doing is concentrating on making the show for those fans that have bought your merchandise since the show has been conceived. They're the people that you should be actually concentrating the show on. And trust me, RTD proved that you could bring new shows, new fans to the show without alienating its current audience. And that's what Chris Chibnall fails to understand. That's what these fans and these shills fail to understand, right? They talk about inclusivity, but yet they exclude the main fandom. They exclude the main fans, the fans that have kept this show going for the decades. And now look at it. It's struggling because you ignore those fans. It's nothing to do with TV habits changing. Polls, all the polls. And fans can say polls mean nothing, right? But when Radio Times do polls, you take them seriously, right? Because normally the shills normally vote on that. And it's quite startling that even though the shills have been voting on this, the general public have also went in with the Whovians that are disgruntled by this and have voted. Right? So BBC, listen, you really need to cop on. It's I mean, you cannot continue down this trend. You will continue to lose your audience. It's as simple as that. You will continue to lose your audience, and I'm sorry, you only have yourselves to blame. And all those shills that have supported this, and you are shills, and you are fake, right? Because if you support this and you know that this is wrong, which some of you do, you have criticised it in a roundabout way but won't come out full hog. You should be true to yourself. Come out and say that this is rubbish, because as soon as you bigger YouTubers start coming out and actually criticising the show, maybe then BBC will start taking notice then. Maybe then. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm just sick and tired of this whole rhetoric. It's the same rhetoric every time. TV habits have changed, but yet the shows that the BBC produced are getting 10, 11 million viewers, right? It's got to do with, as I said, it's got to do with the writing. And if you don't get the writing spot on, especially in Doctor Who, you're going to lose your audience. You're going to lose the fans, right? That's who you're going to lose. You might be able to get new fans in, but they're not going to stick around. They will never stick around. That's the thing, right? We're the ones that will stick around. And here's the thing, even though BBC have treated the fandom like shit, some of these fans will come back if BBC get their act together and actually give us the standard of Doctor Who that we expect. And it's not self-entitlement or fan entitlement. It's just, it's what is expected. There's a certain standard, and if you don't reach that standard, you get criticised. And you know what? Chris Chibnall and co do not like being criticised, because they're a bunch of sensitive little idiots that, that probably run into their safe spaces as soon as something happens. That's the type of mentality of people that we're dealing with in the BBC, and the type of people that are surrounding themselves around the show. And unfortunately, these are the people that have the biggest voice right now. But that's changing. That's changing. We have been making changes. The fandom has finally had enough. I've been on the Doctor Who official site, and I've been letting people know. I've been actually writing to people that have commented and said the show's destroyed. I said, come and join the Tarda Zone. We're a place where we give fans the chance to express their opinions and tell us why they think it's gone wrong. And you will not be judged on this channel. You know what I mean? Other channels judge this channel. Other channels take the piss out of this channel. But you know what? I'm very proud of this channel, because I will say we give the fans that are disgruntled with this show a platform to voice their concerns. And I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. And we will continue to do it. We will continue to do it. And again, I would say to those YouTubers out there, instead of wasting your energy on doing videos about me, Bolstrek, and all the other YouTubers out there that you claim to detest, why don't you actually do something positive, and actually do something constructive, and actually come out and actually back our cause to get Chris Chibnall removed? Because you know deep down that he has not got this right. And if he hasn't got it right after 2 years, I'm sorry, the excuses are up now. He had 2 years now, and we're still talking about, well, maybe Series 13 will be better. Well, I'm sorry, if he didn't get it right Series 11, and he didn't get it right Series 12, how the hell do we expect Series 13 to be any better? We shouldn't. It's insanity to actually think it'll be any better. So why not nip it in the bud now and actually come out and say, listen, he's had 2 years, game over. Done. Seriously, done. It's game over. So, cop on to yourselves, and all you shills out there as well. Just cop on to yourselves, right? Yeah, some of you out there deep down know that this is wrong, and you won't come out and say anything, because it's good to be on the BBC side, isn't it? Some of you are looked after. Me, I don't give a crap, right? Even if I was working for the BBC and I thought that this crap was crap, I would come out and say it. It's a thing called principle. But I don't know. Well, he didn't say much in that video, Chris Chibnall, Jodie Whittaker, just the same usual crap, trying to get people to watch. And do you know what, to be quite honest with you, it hasn't changed my mind. Fans criticise us. They say, well, don't watch if you don't like. We've watched for 2 years now, right? And it hasn't improved. So he has to go. It's as simple as that. I mean, it's fair enough. Views can tolerate another a third series of mediocre entertainment. Well, that's fine. But I expect it to be at a different standard. He's had 2 years now. Jodie Whittaker has had 2 years in the role as well. And there's still questions behind her iteration of the Doctor as well. Look, if we have serious questions still after 2 years, and if it was any other show, the showrunner and all the cast, if it was the cast or whatever, would be removed, right? So I don't see why Jodie Whittaker or Chris Chibnall should be keeping hold of their jobs when they've given us mediocre entertainment for the past 2 years. I just don't get it. So with that, that's the end of the first video of the day. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'm sorry that I haven't been doing many of these videos lately, and we've been doing we have been doing the watch-alongs, and I have been throwing up articles. But I will be getting a bit more active, doing more videos like this, because it's better sometimes if I talk about some of them as well, instead of just throwing up the article all the time. Because there's some that I actually do throw up that I really do want to talk about, but then other things get in the way. So I'm going to start making time now to do a bit more of these videos, because I actually enjoy doing these ones as well as the live streams. But I just wanted to come on and actually say to the BBC and to all these fans that still support this era, the excuses are running thin now. And, at the end of the day, you can slate us all you want and say that we're this, that, and the other. But all we want is is some decent sci-fi, some decent entertainment, and right now we're not getting that. We're being preached to. Uh, you know, there's political. We're being hammered over the head with different messages, whether it's climate change, plastics, as stuff like that. I mean, BBC is hypocritical anyway. They fly all over the world, different locations. You know, most of their merchandise is made from plastic, but yet they preach to their main audience about the dangers of climate change and the dangers of plastic. Well, maybe you should take a leaf out of your own book and actually, you know, if you're gonna preach to your audience, maybe you should practice it as well, which is another thing. And also, we've had other issues with the show as well when it came to mental health, the way they have portrayed mental health. Also, as I said, Graham's cancer scene, that has been one of uh, the biggest one that caused the most emotion with fans on both sides. Actually, it was disrespectful when you look at the way Vincent and the Doctor, the way that scene was portrayed. Even going back to the Macra Terror, when Patrick Troughton's Doctor and Polly are walking down that lane, walking down that corridor, and they have to go in where there's a load of Macra Terror. Polly is frightened, and even then, the Doctor kind of reassures her. He has a little go at her first, then he reassures her, and then he holds her hand. Okay? Now, this has happened throughout the whole of Doctor Who, but as soon as you mention cancer, it's socially awkward. She's socially awkward. You know what I mean? And this is where we are with Doctor Who, right? It's not being done properly. We're not getting the standard of episodes that we should be getting, and the writing is not up to the scratch. And if it's not up to scratch even after 2 years, and you know what? These J-bots annoy me because you can hear them. Yeah, it was a slight improvement on Series 11, but it still needs to improve. We're 2 years in now. 2 years in now, right? First year I can get, right? Series 11 I can get because he's finding his feet. Series 12, he should have hit the ground running, right? Shouldn't be still finding their feet, right? You shouldn't be watching Series 12 and seeing certain scenes are shoehorned in. You can clearly see that this era, Doctor Who, which hasn't been brought up much by many people, but you can clearly see that this was reshot in certain episodes. So, you know, like the production of Series 11, Series 12 had its problems as well. And again, if you're having problems behind the scenes, there's obviously people not disagree. There's obviously people not agreeing with certain things that are going on. That's why you have trouble behind the scenes, because there's obviously someone that doesn't agree with what's going on right now. Okay, so we've had 2 years now of Chris Chibnall. He hasn't proved himself to be the competent showrunner that some of you out there thought he was. I knew, like a lot of other people, you know, knew pretty much straight away, quickly, that this guy was a hack and didn't know, and was way out of way out of his depth with this show. So BBC, please do the right thing for the sanity of Whovians like me and others out there. Please do the right thing and get rid of Chris Chibnall. This current situation that's happening around the world gives you optimal time now to make a decision, right? To make the right decision, right? And that decision would be to sack Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker and to do a soft reboot and to start again. It's the only way that you're going to win the audience back, right? If you continue with Series 13, trust me, where it ended in the ratings, it will continue to slide. Okay, it will continue to slide, and then you will be scratching your heads, wondering why it's losing its audience, and then you'll have all the other side then making every single excuse under the book of why this is failing. Then do you know what will happen? Ultimately, then you will kill it, and then you will blame the very fans that actually kept this going when the show was off air the first time. Fans like me that expect Doctor Who to be at a certain standard, but because you were so arrogant, you were so far up your own backsides, you couldn't see what we were trying to tell you. So please make the decision, save the show. You still have a chance. I firmly believe that if you do it now, you have this chance. This is the opportunity to do it now. So take that opportunity. But when I see BBC, Doctor Who BBC Twitter actually promoting a Chris Chibnall video on it, we're talking to the wall right now. But keep doing what you're doing. For all you guys out there that have been sending emails to the BBC, thank you very much. I know some of you have sent several now at this stage. Keep it up. Keep it up. They still haven't replied back to my email because they told me they're backlogged. So it's working. Keep it up. Also, during the Series 12 watch along that BBC America is doing, right? Now, it hasn't trended very well, but during those watch alongs, when the next one is announced, please do me a favor, right? During those watch alongs, I want you to use the hashtags that I mentioned earlier. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who or hashtag William Hartnell first, right? And I'll go live as well on those days just to remind people. We want to get those hashtags trending over the other hashtags. We want to embarrass the BBC now. So let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's keep working together as a fandom and let's get this done. Okay? Listen, folks, I'll talk to you very, very soon. I'll have another video for you very, very soon. Listen, as usual, stay safe. Look after your loved ones, and please, 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 if you have to go out, keep your social distancing, wash your hands and all that. Just do everything that you can do humanly possible to keep yourself safe. Listen, until the next time, which won't be very long, but until the next time, have a good one. Love you all. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for supporting me. These last few years as well for some of you, and for the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. It's a pleasure having you all here. Hope to hear from some of you as well when we do our live panels and we do our phone-ins as well. We will be bringing phone-ins back. I think this is an important time to hear from you guys even more. So I'll have a bit more information on that in the next couple of weeks. Also, there's a secret project that me and Rabbi has been working on a secret project. I came up with an idea. Rabbi has basically put this idea into effect, and we're working on something. So hopefully we'll have some sort of announcement maybe this week, next week. I'll let you know anyway. But there's plenty of things to come on this channel over the next few weeks and upcoming months. It's going to be... hopefully you will stick with me, and hopefully we get through this disaster and we're all still around to keep everybody cheered up. Listen, folks, love you all. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.